The global entertainment industry is once again turning its attention to Taylor Swift, not because of a new album release or another chart-breaking single, but due to a decision that has sent a powerful message across the music world. Taylor Swift has reportedly distributed an extraordinary bonus to the crew of her ERAS tour as a form of appreciation for their relentless hard work, with the total amount estimated at approximately $197 million. The move has sparked widespread discussion and emotional reactions, highlighting a rarely seen side of large-scale global touring. The ERAS tour itself has already been cemented as one of the most successful concert tours in modern music history. With sold-out stadiums across continents, record-shattering ticket sales, and massive economic impacts on host cities, the tour became more than a musical event. Hotels, transportation services, restaurants, and local businesses experienced significant financial boosts wherever the tour arrived. Yet behind the spectacle of dazzling lights and roaring crowds stood hundreds of individuals whose work largely remained invisible to the public eye. According to multiple reports, the bonus was shared among a wide range of crew members involved in the tour's daily operations. This included truck drivers responsible for transporting massive stage equipment, sound engineers ensuring flawless audio quality, lighting technicians coordinating complex visual effects, stage builders assembling and dismantling elaborate sets, rigging teams, dancers, and production staff who worked long hours under intense pressure. For many of them, the bonus represented far more than a financial reward. It symbolized recognition. Sources close to the production revealed that reactions from crew members were deeply emotional. Some reportedly broke down in tears upon learning the amount they would receive, describing the moment as one they never expected to experience in their careers. In an industry often known for grueling schedules and limited job security, such a gesture was described as life-changing. For some, the bonus allowed them to pay off long-standing debts, secure housing, or provide long-term financial stability for their families. Industry observers note that while ERAS tour revenues made such a gesture financially possible, the decision itself was not an obligation. Analysts emphasize that distributing nearly $200 million in bonuses reflects a deliberate choice rooted in values rather than standard business practice. Large-scale tours typically involve high profits, but rarely are those profits shared with crews on this level. As a result, Taylor Swift's decision has been widely interpreted as a statement about leadership, fairness, and acknowledgement of collective effort. The complexity of the ERAS tour further underscores the significance of this move. The production was widely regarded as one of the most technically demanding tours ever staged, featuring rapid stage transformations, precise timing, and flawless coordination across dozens of departments. Every show required military-level logistics, with crews working overnight to ensure the next city's performance met the same standard of excellence. Without that level of dedication, the tour's success would not have been possible. The news has quickly ignited conversations throughout the global music and entertainment industry. Many fans have praised the decision as proof that immense success does not have to come at the expense of humanity. Meanwhile, industry professionals are debating whether this moment could influence future touring standards, particularly regarding compensation and treatment of behind-the-scenes workers. Some believe it could set a new benchmark, while others acknowledge that few artists possess the financial scale or personal willingness to replicate such a move. Taylor Swift herself has not released a detailed public statement outlining the specifics of the bonus distribution. However, sources familiar with the tour's inner workings suggest the gesture was intended as a direct thank you to the team that carried the tour through months of physical exhaustion and logistical challenges. Rather than making a public spectacle of the decision, it was reportedly handled quietly, further reinforcing the sincerity behind it. As the ERAS tour draws to a close, its legacy now extends beyond record numbers and sold-out stadiums. It is increasingly remembered as a moment when one of the world's biggest pop stars used her unprecedented success to uplift the people who helped build it. In an industry often driven by profit margins and contracts, the story of the ERAS Tour bonus stands as a rare reminder that acknowledgement, respect, and shared success can leave an impact just as powerful as any performance on stage. In the end, the ERAS Tour will not only be recalled as a celebration of Taylor Swift's musical evolution, but also as a defining example of how global success can be paired with empathy. Amid the lights, applause, and historic revenue figures, this decision has reshaped the narrative, shifting the spotlight, if only for a moment, onto the hands and hearts that made the spectacle possible. Beyond the immediate emotional impact, the decision has continued to ripple through conversations at every level of the entertainment business. Tour managers, promoters, and production veterans have openly acknowledged that the scale of the ERAS Tour bonus is unprecedented. While bonuses are not uncommon in successful tours, they are typically modest and limited to upper-level staff. In this case, the scope extended across departments, reinforcing the idea that every role, no matter how far from the spotlight, was considered essential to the tour's success. Several industry insiders have noted that the timing of the bonus distribution was particularly significant. The ERAS Tour spanned multiple continents, demanding sustained physical endurance and mental resilience from everyone involved. Long travel days, overnight load-ins, unpredictable weather, and tight turnaround schedules became routine. Many crew members reportedly spent months away from their families, missing personal milestones in order to maintain the tour's demanding pace. Against that backdrop, the bonus was perceived not just as a reward, but as an acknowledgement of sacrifice. Financial analysts observing the tour have pointed out that ERAS Tour revenue exceeded early projections by a wide margin, placing it firmly among the highest-grossing tours of all time. Yet even with those numbers, allocating nearly $197 million toward bonuses required a conscious prioritization of people over maximum profit retention. Experts emphasize that such a decision sends a strong signal to the workforce. Success is not owned by a single name. Even when that name dominates headlines worldwide, the story has also reignited discussions around labor conditions in live entertainment. While fans often see the glamour of sold-out stadiums and viral concert clips, few are aware of the logistical complexity behind each performance. From safety inspections to stage automation checks, every show carries immense responsibility. Crew members operate heavy machinery, manage electrical systems, and ensure crowd safety under immense time pressure. The bonus has brought renewed attention to these roles, encouraging broader recognition of the labor that sustains the live music ecosystem. Social media platforms have amplified the narrative, with fans sharing testimonials from industry professionals who describe the gesture as career-defining and unheard of. Hashtags praising Taylor Swift's leadership style trended briefly, while clips and posts celebrating the unseen crew gained traction across platforms. For many fans, the news reshaped their perception of what it means to be a global superstar in the modern era. From a cultural perspective, commentators argue that the move aligns with Taylor Swift's long-standing advocacy for artist rights and fair compensation. Over the years, she has publicly challenged streaming platforms, spoken about ownership of creative work, and emphasized the value of labor in creative industries. The ERAS Tour bonus is now being viewed as a continuation of that philosophy, applied not only to artists, but to every worker involved in the creative process. At the same time, the decision has raised questions about sustainability and expectations. Some industry executives caution that while the gesture is admirable, it may unintentionally create pressure for other artists and tours that lack similar financial resources. Others counter that the moment should not be seen as a mandate, but as a benchmark for what is possible when success reaches extraordinary levels. Despite the debate, the response from within the touring community has remained overwhelmingly positive. Veteran crew members have described the bonus as one of the most validating moments of their careers, particularly for workers who have spent decades moving from tour to tour with little public acknowledgement. For younger crew members, it has been described as a moment that restored faith in the industry and its future. As more details continue to surface through first-hand accounts, one theme remains consistent: the gesture altered how many crew members view their role in the ERAS Tour story. Instead of feeling interchangeable or invisible, they felt seen. In an industry where burnout is common and appreciation is often scarce, that shift carries long-term significance. with the ERAS tour now entering its final chapter, its legacy is increasingly defined by more than numbers. Yes, it shattered records, dominated headlines, and redefined what a global concert tour could achieve. But alongside those achievements stands a quieter, more enduring narrative, one centered on gratitude, equity, and shared success. Observers note that years from now, when statistics are surpassed and records rewritten, this moment may remain one of the tour's most memorable chapters. Not because of stage design or set lists, but because it reframed the relationship between superstar and crew, reminding the industry that behind every global phenomenon is a collective effort worthy of recognition. In a business often driven by relentless momentum and profit optimization, the ERAS Tour bonus has carved out a rare pause, a moment that asks the industry to reflect on who benefits from success, and why. Whether it becomes a turning point or remains an exceptional case, its impact is already undeniable. As the final shows fade into memory, the ERAS Tour will stand not only as a milestone in live music history, but as a powerful example of how influence can be exercised with intention. In choosing to share the rewards of an unprecedented tour, Taylor Swift has added a human dimension to a story already defined by scale. And in doing so, she has ensured that the legacy of the ERAS Tour extends far beyond the stage, leaving an imprint on the people who helped make it possible. The impact of the decision continues to unfold as more voices from within the touring world come forward. Production professionals who were not directly involved in the ERAS Tour have also reacted publicly, describing the move as a watershed moment for live entertainment. Many argue that it challenges long-standing norms in an industry where crew members are often treated as expendable despite being indispensable. The ERAS Tour bonus has become a reference point in conversations about fairness, loyalty, and long-term sustainability in global touring. Behind the scenes, insiders describe how the scale of the operation demanded an extraordinary level of trust between artist and crew. Each city required precise coordination, often involving hundreds of local workers joining the core touring team. Every delay, technical error, or safety oversight could have resulted in massive financial losses or reputational damage. That level of risk, experts say, is rarely shouldered by one person alone, no matter how famous the name on the ticket. For this reason, many see the bonus distribution as a recalibration of credit. While Taylor Swift remained the creative and symbolic center of the tour, the execution depended on a vast network of professionals whose expertise ensured consistency across continents. Lighting cues had to land within seconds, sound mixes had to adapt to different stadium acoustics, and stage mechanics had to function flawlessly night after night. The bonus acknowledged that precision on such a scale is not accidental, it is built through human effort. The conversation has also extended into labor advocacy circles, where the ERAS Tour is now cited as an example of ethical success sharing. Some advocates argue that while not every tour can replicate the financial scale, the principle of transparent appreciation can still be applied. Others emphasize that recognition, job security, and fair compensation remain pressing issues for touring professionals, many of whom operate as freelancers without long-term guarantees. As the story spreads globally, international media outlets have highlighted how rare it is for such decisions to emerge organically rather than through union negotiations or contractual obligations. In this case, the bonus was not reportedly driven by public pressure or controversy. Instead, it was framed as a proactive acknowledgement, reinforcing the narrative that leadership can be exercised quietly yet decisively. From a reputational standpoint, branding experts suggest that the move has further solidified Taylor Swift's image as a figure who blends commercial power with personal values. While critics caution against conflating generosity with marketing, they also acknowledge that the lack of self-promotion surrounding the bonus strengthens its credibility. The story gained traction because others spoke about it, not because it was announced loudly. Meanwhile, fans continue to process the news as part of a larger story about what it means to succeed responsibly in the modern era. For many, the ERAS Tour bonus aligns with a broader cultural shift that values transparency and ethical leadership. In fan communities, discussions have shifted from set lists and costumes to the unseen labor that made those moments possible. The long-term implications remain uncertain, but the immediate effect is clear. The ERAS Tour is no longer discussed solely as a financial or artistic triumph. It has become a case study in how power dynamics within entertainment can be reshaped, even if only temporarily. Whether future tours will adopt similar practices remains to be seen, but the benchmark has undeniably been raised. As live music continues to rebound and expand globally, the story of this bonus serves as a reminder that behind every sold-out show lies a workforce whose contribution defines the experience. In recognizing that truth with tangible action, the ERAS Tour has added a new chapter to the history of touring, one that centers not only on scale and spectacle, but on shared humanity, and as the industry moves forward, this moment will likely be revisited whenever questions arise about who truly benefits from success. In that sense, the legacy of the ERAS Tour bonus is still being written, carried forward by conversations, expectations, and the quiet hope that appreciation on this level does not remain an exception, but becomes an aspiration.